Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yet another incredibly beautiful sunrise. Yes, it is Vlogmas Day 24. It's Christmas Eve. I had trouble falling asleep last night. We ended up going to bed much later than I thought we would. It was after 11, and I just tossed and turned. I think maybe the hot chocolate at 9:30 wasn't the best idea. But yeah, so I ended up waking up with Chuy at 7, and I'm uploading yesterday's vlog. It's a little, I think it's like 9:30. I ended up watching some other Vlogmas vlogs, and of course down the rabbit hole I went. So I've just been having a lazy morning, which is fine. That's okay, it's all good. And this little guy's chillaxing. Looks like he's trying to take a nap and saying, "Be quiet, you're making too much noise." So I don't know if in the couple times that I've shown making hot chocolate that I've actually shown this, but we make a whole gallon, because then what we do is I just put it back in the jug after it cools. It's hard to do one-handed. Shake it up and then pour out what I need and microwave it. And you don't have to go through all that stuff again. And I need, I think, the last two remaining sticks of butter for the peanut butter cookies. So we're gonna put those out and let them get to room temperature and heat up some hot chocolate. Are you sitting in front of the heater? Were you cold? Aw, buddy. Well, I forgot eggnog, so I have to go out and get eggnog. I'll be back. Okay, you stay there. Well, I ended up going back to Whole Foods. I decided I wanted eggnog. You know, if it's just gonna be Chuy and I thought, let's just do it up. Wish I had some gravy though, and I suck at making gravy. That's one thing I just don't do well. Every now and then it'll come out okay, but in general when I make gravy from scratch, it kind of sucks. Plus I, don't have any drippings or anything. But I'm about to start the peanut butter Hershey Kisses cookies. Here we go. There's the white sugar, the brown sugar, the butter, and the peanut butter. And it's got to whisk until fluffy for a couple minutes. Vanilla. Oops. And now, after I've added the eggs and vanilla, I just have to mix in the flour mixture very slowly. I love this mixer. It makes cooking, or baking I should say, so much easier. That's it. Now we just have to roll into balls, roll into sugar. I haven't unwrapped the Kisses, so I may have to take a little break and unwrap all the Hershey Kisses. So I am my mother's daughter, and I had to clean up. Clean as you go, she always said. So we're gonna unwrap some of these Kisses, and the butter was really, really soft. I let it sit out and get room temperature. But then I ended up going to Whole Foods. So it was really, really soft. And I don't think it's gonna roll very well. So, these are left over from another project. So yeah, I stuck it in the fridge a little bit. Whoops. Don't want that in the cookies. I actually do not like this part. I cannot believe it's Christmas Eve. Cannot believe it. You know, I guess maybe it's because it's not like it was when I was young, or, you know, I'm not at family members. You know, it's just sort of like another weekend. In regards to, at least it's not like a bunch of people are like coming in or out. I know most people here, the majority of my closest friends are not Christian. So they've either been celebrating Hanukkah, or they don't celebrate anything, or perhaps they celebrate Ramadan, which doesn't happen to be right now. Every now and then it'll fall during this time. So yeah. And then the other part of my friends don't live here in the city. So they are out on Long Island or in New Jersey or other places like that visiting friends. So no one, you know, there's not many people around. Even our building's really kind of quiet. I ran into, there's a very lovely family that lives 3 floors down. They have three little ones now. And just a lovely family. And I asked her on the way out to Whole Foods, I said, are the kids excited that Santa's coming? She goes, well, they're very confused because the minute we put up the tree, they thought that meant that Santa was coming that night. So every morning they wake up and they're like, where's Santa? Where has he been? So that made me laugh. So she's like, yeah, finally, they're gonna come tonight. Or he's gonna come tonight. So, gosh, I can remember that feeling, going to bed and thinking, oh, what is he gonna bring me? And all the possibilities and how excited I would be. The best, I meant to say this the other night, but I think the best, you know, we were tagged in a Christmas tag and we haven't done it yet. And I realized over the course of Vlogmas, I've answered quite a few of the questions, but we never officially sat down and answered it. But one of the questions was, what was your favorite Christmas gift you ever received? And you know, the one that stands out the most to me, it had to have been before I was 12, because we moved when I was 12. My brother is 6 years younger than I am, and he was still pretty young. I'm guessing I was 10. And Santa came Christmas Eve while we were still awake. You know, all of a sudden, my brother and I were playing and we heard sleigh bells and there was a knock at the door. And oh my God, Santa came in our front door. We were beside him ourselves. But what he brought in, specifically for me, I don't remember what my brother got that year. One thing we got was the Green Ghost game. If anyone is old enough to remember that, I love that game. We would play it in the closet because it glowed in the dark. But it was a board game and the spinner was this ghost. You know, that's all I remember, the Green Ghost game. That came this year also. But Santa brought me a banana seat bike with streamers on the handlebars. I was so elated. I could barely speak. I was like, Santa, thank you, Santa. I was so excited. So that's the Christmas that stands out the most. But I do remember lying there in bed at night, trying to fall asleep, thinking, oh, you know, will I hear him? Will I see him? And you know, at some point I figured out, obviously, you know, that, you know, things were the way they were in reality. And, you know, if there's any kids listening, plug their ears. There's no Santa Claus. But I do not remember, like, it's not a defining moment in my life when, like, somebody told me at school, or I asked my parents and they finally confessed. I don't have any recognition of that. Do you? If so, put in the comments. I'm curious to hear, like, how the stories of how you all found out that, no, it's just mom and dad. Did I mention I really don't like unwrapping Hershey Kisses? All right, last one, woohoo! All right, well, now I'm gonna get to rolling, and because I'm gonna be messing up my hands, you know, I'll check back, like, you know, partway through, okay? So there's a batch in the oven. This one's ready to go in. It's at 8 to 10 minutes, and I set the timer for 9, and they're still not turning brown. I don't know, I may not have enough Hershey Kisses. I can never gauge if I'm rolling them too small, too big. We'll see. All right, here goes nothing. Ooh, that tray's warm. I find this very satisfactory, pushing these in. I get a lot of satisfaction from it. Well, I just finished, and boy, did I gauge it correctly. One lonely kiss left. So I'm just gonna finish cleaning up. I've done most of the dishes. All I have to do is the trays, and then I'm gonna take some of these warm winds down to the lovely young Miss Ebony working the front desk today. So Merry Christmas, my love.
Merry Christmas to you, baby.
We have a little, don't judge, we made an entire box of stovetop stuffing and we split it between the two of us because we like it. We have eggnog. We have Pinot Noir. We have some turkey. And gravy. I did get gravy. And some aceitunas, the Spanish word of the day. All right. Merry Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas to you guys.